Welcome back to BC Sports Cards. I'm BC, and today I'm going to show off some pickups from the local card show. It was at our mall here in town, and so got some nice stuff. But first, I want to show one pickup from eBay. Pretty cool, and it's this card right here. That is a Nabisco All-Star autograph from Ernie Banks. I think Jimbo let me know about this, and he sent me the link to the listing. And so I got on there, and I believe it was an auction. And so this is an actual autograph of Ernie Banks. It actually does have a certificate of authenticity, but this is really cool. Didn't know these existed. It's kind of like the Hillshire Farm Homer and Heroes autograph that I got from Big Al's Cards. So very cool. I don't know what, I think this is from 93. Yep, 1993 Major League Baseball Players Alumni. So very cool. You can see it very clearly. It's hard to see the E right there, but if you shine the light just right, you can see the E and Ernie. But man, this is really cool. This is the certificate of authenticity. So this came with the card. But very cool on that. So very happy to add another Ernie Banks autograph to my collection. So wanted to show that. There's other players. I can't remember which ones. I know Phil Necro's one. There's several others. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But if you're ever interested, either look up the Nabisco All-Star Autographs or the Hillshire Farms. There's several on eBay, and they're not that expensive. This was only, I can't remember. It was less than 20, I think. 18 or something. I can't remember exactly. It might be less than that. But very cool. So very happy to add another Ernie Banks autograph. All right, so let's get into the pickups. There's a guy that sits up at the card show, and I've known him for a while, and he was on my live actually last night, and said that he had a couple things he wanted to give me. So I got there today, and he dug them out. Apparently he bought a collection and found some Cubs cards that he wanted to give to a Cubs fan, and he thought of me first, which I appreciate that much. So really cool, actually. So that's Jerome Walton. That's a Bowman card from like 1990, I believe. And there's Dwight Smith. So these are either TTM or in-person autographs. Super cool. And I want to say these are from 1990, maybe. I'm not sure. I can't really see that. It's either 8 or 9 or 9. It's the taller cards. But those are just awesome. So shout out to Vince, the sports card ripping teacher, and Jason, the basement card collector. On these, I know they'll like them. They're super cool. I didn't have Jerome Walton for sure. He was Rookie of the Year, I believe. And Dwight Smith was a rookie in the same year. So they were a pretty good duo there for a few years in Chicago. Dwight Smith actually passed away a few years ago, which is sad. So rest in peace, Dwight Smith. But very cool on those. Very glad to have those, and thank you to my friend for that. And he also this Netflix Sportflix, not Netflix, Sportflix card, a little Cubs card that's got some team standings on it. This is from like 1985 or 6 or something like that. I remember these, but little cool Cubs thing there. So very awesome right there. So I didn't pay anything for those. I did buy one card from him. He's more into selling basketball and football, which is pretty big business. And so I found this, though. This is from Wild Card, and I'm not sure what year it is, but that's Christian Hernandez. And that's an autograph. So it's a sticker autograph, but the main thing is it's a 1-of-1. Let's see if I can get that. Camera's not focusing very well there, but you can kind of see a 1-of-1 right there. Very cool. So that's a really slick card. It's encased. So I think I paid $5 for this. Christian Hernandez has not panned out so far. I just looked him up. He's in high A ball, I think. Doing okay, but hasn't really progressed. He's probably 23 or 24 years old by now. But this is a 1/1 Christian Hernandez auto. So add that to my collection of Christian Hernandez. Hopefully he makes it one day. All right, let's get into some others. So these two were cool. I really did mostly vintage today. I know this one obviously is not vintage. This is a current player in the minor leagues. But the rest, I believe, is vintage cards. So I'm really getting into it. Trying to find some deals. Found some 75 minis. And these were just commons. They were like, I don't know, $1 a piece or something. Phil Roof, who I just sent to in TTMs. So I wanted to get that one. I'll probably send that to him to get signed. He just lives down the road from me in my hometown. And then Jim Lonborg, who was a pretty good pitcher back in the day. He signs TTM. I've gotten him back before. I plan on sending that out, but I just love the vintage 75 mini cards. They're so cool. Some nice ones there. Picked up this card for TTM purposes as well. This is a 1976 Topps quad rookie card with Ron Guidry. So that's the one I wanted to, for the main reason I got the card, because he signs TTM. I'll have to look up these other guys. I'm not sure. I'm sure at least one or more probably signed. Try to get that with at least Guidry and maybe some others on there. So that was a real cool one for TTMs. Got a couple of football. Don't do a lot of football, but I saw these and I didn't have any of either one of these players. This is a 1971. I guess it's Topps. Larry Zonka, 1971. That's awesome. I guess that would have been his like third year, maybe something like that. So very cool. Larry Zonka's a Hall of Famer. Just a great running back. Part of the Dolphins team that was undefeated. Only undefeated team in NFL history. So very cool there. The other one, and this one's going to be a shout out to Vince as well. I think I told him when I did it was a VR for, I think, Justin, Three Good Nerds. He wanted to do a VR with the namesake athlete, and obviously Bart Star and I share the same first name, but didn't have any cards of him. So I finally got one. This is a 71 Topps Bart Star. So very cool on that. Just a legendary quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, who won so many championships back in the day and Super Bowls. So very glad to have a Bart Star. So shout out to Vince and Hammy and Son on the Bart Star Green Bay Packers card. All right, so the rest, I'll show that. I've got one more football pickup, and this was I got from like two different tables today. And so this one I lumped in with a couple of Cubs cards, but this is an awesome 1979 Topps Bob Greasy, PSA 8. So really, I think I got this for $5. I think he had $10 on it, but I got it for a little cheaper. Lumped it in with a couple other cards, but this might have been his last card. I'm not for sure. I'd have to look it up. But I don't think he played much after 1978. But very cool. And this pairs well with my Dan Marino, who was a successor of Bob Greasy. So 78, Dan Marino's first year was 83. So a few years in between. There wasn't too many quarterbacks in between Bob Greasy and Dan Marino. But these are both PSA 8, so that's very cool. Very cool on that. I do collect some Bob Greasy and have got some cards signed by him through the mail. So very glad to pick up that nice graded card of Bob Greasy. The rest of these are going to be Cubs. So we'll just get the stack here. These are awesome. These Sporting News cards, and it's the National League All-Stars. These are from 1969. So picked up the Ron Santo, and it's in really good shape. Love that card. So I'll add that to my Ron Santo collection. And then I got a Don Kessinger. So found this along with the Ron Santo. And I got this because he does TTM. So I'm going to send that out to Don at some point. I've gotten a few of his back. So I want to pick that up. I think I paid $1 each on these. So you can't beat that. This one was really cool. I saw this one. This wasn't too much. I got a decent deal on it. I didn't even know Joe Niekro played for the Cubs. He started out with the Cubs. His rookie card is the year before. This is a 68 Topps. But I just thought that was a cool card. I love of course, my favorite color is blue. So we got the traditional blue Cubs hat, and his eyes match his hat. So I just thought that was a striking card there. Joe Niekro was a great pitcher. He was a knuckleballer just like his brother. Played many, many years. Didn't have as much success as Phil, but was a great pitcher in his own right, and pitched for a lot of years. But very cool Joe Niekro there. This one was one of the big ones I got, and I know it says $25 on there. I did not pay that. That's what his original price was, and so I think he was going to let me have it for $20. And then I'm like, well, let me look this card over. It looks pretty good in the top loader, but then when I took it out, there was some issues. And just to show you, if you shine it in the light, let me see if I can get it. Right there. Ugh, creases. Hard to see, but right there you can see those creases right through there. So it's just kind of like a horseshoe. But so I think I got this for $10. This is a 1962 Topps Ernie Banks. Other than the creasing, it's very good shape. Like the corners are fairly sharp, little whitening. The centering is not bad at all. I mean, it's real good centered. But it's got the creases, so I got it for a discounted price, which I was fine with. I don't care if it's got a few creases on it. The color looks good, and that's just an awesome card. And you can't beat that for $10. That's for sure. So put that in my Ernie Banks collection. Steadily getting a few of his. Put that up here next to that one, that Ernie card. The next one is 1963 Billy Williams. So I'm working on a Billy Williams run, as well as the Ron Santo. Obviously, he's a Hall of Famer, was a great player for the Cubs. This one's in real good shape. Off center, but corners look pretty good. I don't think there's any creases in this. Got a good deal on that, along with the Ron Santo 63. So I believe these two came from the same guy. So very cool on that. So I believe... So I've got Santo's rookie, which is 61. I've got his 62, and now I've got the 63. So I'm kind of filling in the holes of where I need for the player run of Topps. And then the last card is the 62 Billy Williams. This is his second-year card with the Topps All-Star Rookie Cup. This one is awesome. I love the 62 design with the wood grain. Shout out to Justin at 3 Good Nerds on the 1962 Topps. Of course, I got a couple of them with the Banks and the Williams. So just some awesome cards, awesome vintage cards. So I now have Billy Williams' first, second, and third year card with these two. And I'll have to show off the rest of what I've got at some point. I'll do that in a video in the future maybe. So just want to show these off today. A lot of nice vintage stuff. Really getting into it. Just piecing it together for my PC. And not trying to put any sets together, anything like that. But just stuff that I like, I try to pick up and get the best deal I can. And so I feel like I made some good deals today. And it was a whole lot of fun. This show starts, they have one in February, and then every other month after that until October. So there'll be a couple more shows coming up this year, and it's just down the road from my house. So pretty convenient for me, and it's just a lot of fun. Not a huge show, probably 20 to 25 tables, maybe 30. I don't know. A lot of Pokemon stuff too. Which I don't do, and a lot of basketball and football. The baseball stuff is obviously, as far as sports, is the least popular. I don't know why. Baseball's my thing. I do a little football here and there, hardly any basketball. So, but I go and try to find what I like and get the best deal I can. And it's just fun to talk to guys and talk about the game and players you like and experiences. So, had a good time. Well, that's my video. Let me know in the comments which card was your favorite that I picked up today. Like this video, and if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.